Hey guys, it's Gummo here with not another Warhammer Battle Report. This time I'm trying out Kings of War, first time. Um, and yeah, apologies if we make a crap ton of mistakes. It's just one of my old mates. You've seen him a couple of times, played Empire and Orcs against me. He's got an old 4th, 5th edition sort of Orcs, Dwarfs, sorry. And so we used some of that and had to proxy a bunch because I've got a lot more Mantic Dwarves. They're all on sprue. So, and this was like last minute. We didn't even. He sort of messaged me saying, yeah, he could actually play tonight. So we went, oh, let's do it. And then he came around and we tried to yeah, get it in quick. I could see how the game will go quick, but for us it did still take about the same length as a Warhammer game. But that's because we're learning, I guess. And yeah, I mean, it's a lot longer for me when I've got to get everything out, set it up and stuff. Obviously, if someone else comes over with their army, it's a lot easier. So it probably I can see it being quick for tournaments, that's for sure. Anyway, I'm going to run through deployment and army lists and all that because I don't really know what everything is, and I have to explain some of the proxies and all that. And I'm sure there's a lot of Warhammer people out there who want to know what it is, and they don't know either. So let's run through it. So I'll go on his dwarf side first. There's some black primed rifleman mantic figures up there. They're the rifles, 10 of them. Um, 10 slayers, or they're called berserkers, and then a steel behemoth, which is using my steam tank. And then we've got a bunch of crappy old school dwarf figures, which we're using for shield breakers. I think they're basically like hammerers. Um, I think. And then we've got an organ gun there with engineer. Actually, behind the shield breakers is also a standard bearer. And then we've got ironclad, which are, I think, just sort of normal guys. I think it was basically hand weapon and shield, basically. They've got fire oil, and yeah, they weren't matched up against the trolls, which were good. There's another banner behind them. Then we've got 10 olds. I think they're the BSP miners or something. And they and then we've got I don't know what these guys are. Iron Guard. I thought they were really cool and really elite, and I think in this game I overestimated them. But anyway, they're 3 up. We've got Blessing of the Gods. They're elite, so 3 up to hit, rerolling ones. Um, Defense 5. I've got them put the throwing mastiffs on them. Yeah, because I gave them two-handed weapons, so 5 defensive 5, crushing strength 1. But yeah, I mean they're only 12 attacks at least from this, so not as scary as I thought. And across on my side, there are also some Fleabag riders. So took some goblins just so I can get a rock lobber. And I know, yeah, geez, one rock lobber's not going to hit a whole lot, but I just wanted to use it and see how it went. 6 trolls, 20 great axe or black orcs, which I'm using half of my good ones and half of my bad ones. Just axe, which are basically, they just hand weapon shield guys. I actually wouldn't mind the Morax ones. I should look at getting my double-handed orcs painted up for them. And then we've got a war drum, which just put it on a base because I haven't got anything for it. I'll convert one up at some point. And then I bought Cludron Slasher with wings with the ensorcelled armor, so he's got defensive 6. So he's pretty cool. Chariots, 2 of them and just a spacer in the middle. And I've got to finish a third chariot that I do actually have, but it's sort of in bits, needs a bit of repair work. And a rock lobber, a flagger, and a god speaker with Bane Chant additional. So fireball and Bane Chant. I think that's it. Pretty bad lighting picks down the sides. And I mean, yeah, 1,600 points, and there's a lot of figures on the board. So 2,000 points standard. It's going to be fun. Lots of figures on the board. Anyway, he gets turn 1. Doesn't do a whole lot. Moves the steel behemoth up, which doesn't go very fast. I think that was pretty much his movement phase. Not a whole lot. Open files with the rifles on and gets 2 wounds onto 2 damage onto the Fleabag riders, but they pass their nerve test, I believe. Oh, actually, yeah, I'll tell you that in a minute. Anyway, the organ gun fires and I put 6 onto the Black Orcs. I know, oh, shit, need to get in combat quick with these guys. And then get a wounded point of damage on the chariots from the crossbow dudes. And he threw the waver test and actually wavered these guys, and then we realised, oh no, he didn't, because my war drum's there, and that adds 2 to their waver and nerve rolls, whatever it is, and so no, they're not wavered. So my turn 1, and I head off a pivot, a nimble rider, so they pivot and march as far as they can this way. I don't know why I went that way in hindsight. Well, it was fine. I was trying to get out of the arc and I couldn't, and then I went, oh, well, bugger, I'll just leave them there. And then didn't even check the range. They could have easily got out of range of the rifle people. And I sent everything Operation Push Forward. I didn't know what to do, so push forward, which is very unusual for orcs, from my experience in Warhammer. Same thing with the chariots, and just send my flying guy over to the right here. I'm hoping that, depending on how he moves, I'll be able to go in and just wipe out one of those smaller regiments and sort of pop out the back, or get a flank, or if I can't, I'll just fly over the top and get ready for another turn 3 charge. Some picks. And that was, I didn't have, the shooting, the rock lobber just totally whiffed, needing 5 up to hit with 1 attack's pretty crap. And so he moves the Belcher, what's the Steel Behemoth up again, and the Berserkers come up as well now. But the rest of his army just stays put. Yeah, the Berserkers over here come up. Yeah, the Riflemen, they cause enough to break, waver, no, actually sort of rout these guys over here, so that was a waste. They should have really been deployed right at the side and just straight up 20-inch move and come around that hill building, but anyway, didn't do that. Another 4 damage from the organ gun on these guys. Now they're getting pretty belted up. These crossbow guys couldn't even hurt these chariots, and then he set the mastiffs off onto my Crudger there, and yeah, didn't do any damage. So I go in turn 2. I mean, we looked this up in combined combats. I mean, we can fit both of these units on that base, so I'm pretty sure we did the right thing, which is awesome because you get so many attacks for even though you're just touching. It's not corner to corner, but you are. In Warhammer, you'd really only have 1 or 2 ranks of orcs on that steam tank thing there. So we go in, and I'm hopeful I can break it. And I shove my God Speaker between the 2 units here, so he's in range of fireball on that organ gun because I need to get rid of it. It's just doing so much damage. And I send my chariots in here, and I was going to send the Crudger into those crossbows, hoping I could then overrun, but I just thought a bit of a risk. And I was really worried about these Ironclad or Guard or whatever they are, Iron Guard, and especially in the flank. So I thought I'm going to be the wuss, just go over the back, and I'm sure I'll get summed up a charge next turn. So we go in here, and yeah, we hit it and do 12 all up, but I can't route it, and it's just wavering. But it's headstrong, so it might be able to just throw that off. We put 5 on these guys, but yeah, don't get enough to break them. Don't roll high enough, which sucks because now those chariots are dead. And of course, in turn 2 for him, yeah, he goes in the flank. Yeah, those chariots are not going to survive 24 attacks. Hitting on 3s, re-rolling 1s, and wounding on 3s, I think, or something. They're dead. He fails his headstrong test, so that's great. So this thing's stuck, not doing anything, so that's helped. So the Berserkers just move through it, and they're heading to the right, but they have blocked up, these, like Black Orcs won't be able to charge or anything like that, so there's a bit of a traffic jam in the middle. And then he unloads on them anyway and puts 6 more on it, and they're wavered, so it's funny, that whole big unit, it's pretty much going to die and disappear in a minute. Which is it's interesting to watch. You got all these figures and suddenly whole units come stripping off the board. Yeah, like we said, Iron Guard and those. I mean, the Berserkers are awesome. 20 attacks from 10 models, and they got higher movement than the other dwarves. So Orcs can come up and sit 9 inches away, but these guys can still charge. So you got to be careful. And they got 20 attacks just in such a small little unit. So they're awesome. It's good to have them. Compared to, you didn't see Slayers, in Warhammer. But of course, with his reform, he gave me a flank, and that was a mistake. So I went in there because he can't even, the way he's facing with his other units. Yeah, he can't get me. It was just, I'll take that. And I probably shouldn't have done this, but I just wanted, they're disordered now because they're on that obstacle. They charge that unit. I mean, I should have just held my line. It's one thing you've got to really watch because the flanks, you get out of alignment and then it's very easy for someone to take advantage of it. But at the same time, I wanted to see what they can do. We did get one wound from fireball, sorry, in turn 2 on that organ gun, and we do fire another fireball at it and get another 3. So it's up to 4, but we don't get it wavering or anything. Sorry, go back. And because these Black Orcs are wavering, we can't charge, but we do go in with the trolls. I only need to do a couple, and I'm pretty sure, an average dice roll on the nerve will kill it. So we go in with the trolls, and yeah, we do enough. And then I just automatically go, yeah, I'll go D6 forward. And this one I'm talking about, you go D6 forward, and I've exposed my flank, which is you just can't do in this game, which I'm finding out the hard way. So you can see, I've moved 2 things out of position. He's got 2 units sitting in the middle, and you sort of don't think, well, it looks like they're blocked, but they're not really. You can sort of do your charges and moves wherever you want. So you basically don't want to be doing what I'm doing here. We kill those berserkers and reform this way. The iron, it looks like I've got my flank for those iron guard, yeah. But he's 9 inches away, so he can't. And I swear, if I play this game a lot, I want to rebase that wyvern onto a 50 because it was so annoying how much extra base I was giving him. Yeah. So dwarf turn 4, and yeah, so the berserkers go into the flank of my axe, which totally frees up the room for these guys to go into the flank of my truss, and just shaking my head. At this thing, I'm like, yeah, this is a quick game. This Black Hawk's going to die to the organ gun, Troll's going to die, and I'm thinking now my axe is going to die too. He's getting 40 attacks in the side, plus he goes in with his counter charges with his main unit as well. I'm not going to have a whole lot left. So it goes quick when it starts to fall apart. Yeah, so the organ gun unloads. Oh, I didn't put a star on there, but go back. The organ gun unloads, and yeah, the Black Hawks only needed, I think it was a 1-1 to not kill them. So yeah, they died. The trolls die too, and then surprisingly, just bad rolling and I don't know what it was. It was just bad rolling, I think. It's the fact that it doesn't have, well, I guess the axe have 5 up defense too, because they've got shields technically. So the berserkers just didn't do a whole lot. They only put 6 on, and then his guys in the front end did 1. It was a combination of some pretty bad rolls, and so they all bumped on. I mean 7. I can shrug that off. So that was a big surprise, but at this point I'm still pretty down on that. This game's going to end. I don't know how I'm going to get out of this unless I can kill his big hand weapon shield guys, which are the spearmen proxies. Oh yeah, the trolls are dead over there, so I go in and there's nothing else to do. He will be able to get a rear charge from his crossbows if I don't kill anyone, but actually he might even be able to get a rear charge with the iron guard by now, but at this point I'm like, well, this is the only play I've got. So in they go. And we kill the organ gun finally with a rock lobber, so that was great. It did actually hit. And we do enough, and it was awesome. So the Orcs did a bunch. We needed to get, well, if we caused 21 hits, I already did 2 on it. If we did 21, then anything but a 1-1 would kill it. So we didn't need to do 21, but you want to do, 15, 16, 17 to get a pretty good, easy route roll. The Orcs did a fair bit, but then the general guy had to do, I can't remember what it was, but it's pretty high, but he's got 20 attacks coming in the side there, hitting on 3s and wounding on 2s, and he does it, and they pop. So he reforms this way, so now that the way his base is, he's out of range of those Iron Guard, but not from a flank charge from the crossbows, but I'm not really concerned about that. These guys in turn 5 just move up closer, and you can see, sorry, he's counter charges again with the berserkers into the face of my axe. And the crossbows come in the flank of my Crudger. Again, not too concerned about that. His riflemen are still there, haven't moved all game, and they're actually taking pot shots, and they're getting things because stupidly, of course, don't move it out of range. So he gets 2 wounds but doesn't waver. And then, yeah, the crossbows can't do anything to my... Um, you need 6s to wound me. So I turn around to countercharge him, and then I countercharge his berserkers. You can see I'm up to 10, so they did another 3 wounds or so, but not enough to do anything significant. And then, yeah, it's cool. I mean, we kill these guys and reform. Reform this way to give him my front because I can't get out. You can see we put the thing there. I just can't get out of his arc with the reform, so I'll have to take them in the front. And that's my turn 5, wasn't it? So it looks like I fireballed his little engineer dude too, but put 3 wounds, but he's not running away. Just trying to get points where you can at this point. So he's got 1 more turn, or possibly 2 if we go to turn 7. He comes in with his, I don't know what they are, but hammerer type guys, and they come. So they're going to do a bit more damage because they've obviously got better crushing strength. And his ironclad or guard, whatever it is, go into my Crudger. And my war drum dies from his shots. So again, just should get it out of arc. Oh, ridiculous. Anyway. And yeah, look at that. They did. This was the game here. You can see he did. That's like 11 on top. So yeah, because there was, what was there, 10 before? Must have been something. Oh, maybe he didn't do that. But anyway, you can see, geez, it's up to what, 17 with a nerve of not a whole lot, 21. Yeah, so I think it was whatever. I'm pretty sure it was something like a 3 would rout it. Yeah, because great access to it. It's 20. There it is. Yeah, and what's that on 17? Yeah, so a 3 would waver it and a 5 would rout it. And he rolls a 4. So they wavered, but they're not dead. I mean, that was literally the game because, I mean, he kills that. I mean, I've got nothing left but my Crudger, but now I've got a chunk of points still there, and it's turn 6, and if the game ends, well, I'm still down, I think, at this point, but we'll see what we can do over here. So yeah, you can see I do waver. I don't with the roll of a 4. My axe is just wavered, and look, the Iron Guard only did 2 to this guy. I didn't realize they only had 12 attacks, and they're still. Then they've got crushing strength. That's wounding on 5s. It just wasn't as scary as I thought. And then I unloaded. So turn 6, I go in, back in, counter charge, and I just take them out. Yeah, I don't know. Oh yeah, and I was wavered there, so the axe I couldn't go against his hammers, and that was. Then we rolled for turn 7, and it didn't go on, so that was the game. And then we added up, and it was 165 points to me, which is a 10%, like over 10% difference, which is a win by 5 points. And really, it came down to that nerve roll. I mean, really, geez, he only had to roll a 5 to kill that axe unit, and he was well up then. It would have been, well, 165 now. What is that? They're worth 205, so it would have been, a 200 point or so swing over to him. It could have been a draw then, potentially, isn't it? Yeah, 205. It would have ended up being in a draw, but still, just that one roll brings it into an Orc victory. It's a good game, and I can see the thing I'm going to like about it is it will go quick, especially if you either multi-base or make sure all your units are, on appropriate basing, so you can just sort of pull them out and put them on the table. I think you can see how quick the game will flow. Do you miss a bit of the magic? I guess I missed a little bit, but not too much. It's probably the magic is going to be the one of the things I'm going to miss a little bit, but I guess it's still so new that there's a fair bit of variety with unit. I mean, I'm looking through the army list after I did this, just going, oh, actually, I'd rather take more axe, and I'd rather take this, and bugger taking any shooting. Let's just go all combat. So there's enough variety in the army list, I think, for the time being, to keep it interesting. But yeah, it was. Yeah, I don't know. It's definitely, if you want to try it, if you're curious about it, give it a go, because I think it feels like Warhammer, but it just feels quicker than Warhammer. And I didn't really experience the non-random charges as being a major issue, but again, I'm going against dwarves, so he might have been a bit more pissed off about that because, I could just move stuff 9 inches away and he can't charge me. So, haven't played enough games. Obviously, the first game, I don't know if that's going to be an annoyance or not. But I don't think it is. I think you just got to use chaff, get troops up there, put them right in their face so they can charge them, but then that gives you, then it brings them into your range for next turn. So, I mean, you just got to use your chaff to get rid of that. So I don't see that as being a major issue. Yeah, I like it, and I hope the Aussie tournament scene gives it a go. And because, geez, it's more Warhammer than AOS. Sorry, but it is. Um, anyway, not that I hate AOS, but it's not a Warhammer. It's not mass fantasy game battle. That's all. That's what I mean by that. Okay, give me your tips or advice or feedback. Like to know. And if you haven't tried Kings of War, give it a go. And I'd love to see your bat reps. So cheers, guys, and see you next time. Bye.